What's good YouTube, it's Adam from IAMM Music Mogul and welcome to another remake video. This one was highly requested so we moved it up the list. It's Young Thug's Hot featuring Gunna, so let's get straight to it. First things first, let's go ahead and set our tempo to 112 beats per minute. And we're going to start off with that main sort of trumpet sound you hear at the beginning of the record, while throughout the entire record. It is a 2-bar pattern. So let's go ahead and draw that in right now. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and bring in the sound itself. So we're going to go over to Studio Horns. We're going to go to a 7-piece section. And we're going to click on the Mississippi joint. And let's go ahead and draw in that pattern. Change this to a pencil tool. Alright, so now let's go ahead and adjust this sound a little bit. We're going to bring up the smart controls over here. We're going to bring down the room and the hall over here as far as the reverb goes, because we're going to bring in our own reverb. I'm going to pull up the dynamics a little bit. Alright, next let's go ahead and bring in an EQ here, which we already have one. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Actually, maybe we won't use that one. We'll use the one that we always use. I'll bring in another one at the end here. Let's go channel EQ stereo. I'm going to cut out a little bit of the low end here. We're going to cut out some of the top end as well. We're going to boost this high mid-range over here. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring in some reverb here. Let's go to Logic Space Designer. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in some distortion here. So we're going to go Distortion Overdrive. And we're just going to make this sound a little bit more sort of crispier is maybe the word, like the one in the track itself. Pull the tone up to about 4400. Alright, so there is our main sound right over there. Next, let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And let's bring in the EXS24 sampler instrument with the hot drum kit, make it nice and loud. And let's start drawing in. Actually, let's go ahead and arrange this as we go. So let's go ahead and put in the first sound over here. Just going to go ahead and put that in right now. Just going to go ahead and add in some reverb here. It is sampled from the original track. Alright, so let's duplicate that over. And we're going to go ahead and duplicate this drum kit here. We're going to remove the reverb. And let's go ahead and start drawing in our drum patterns. And our drum pattern is going to start off with our clap. Just go in the threes. So I'm going to duplicate that. And we're going to go ahead and draw in our snare hits. Actually, we can just copy this down over here. And we're just going to push this back to here. So we'll duplicate that pattern over there, and let's draw in our 808s. Very simple pattern. Going to make this a mono just in case it's overlapping. Don't want to do that. Just going to make this a little bit louder as well. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and draw in our hi-hats. All right, so we're going to start off with a brush tool. We're going to change this pattern to 8th notes. And we're going to start off just drawing those in like this. But let's go ahead and add in our stutter effects here. So we're going to go to 1/16 triplet on this one over here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll paint in 3. But this third one is going to be dropped down a couple semitones. Kind of gives you that sort of bounce. Next over here, we're going to go ahead and draw in a 30-second triplet. That's a 1/32 note. Let's go ahead and change that to a triplet. And then at the end over here, we're going to go back to a 16th triplet and just draw that in right here. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in a delay, sample delay. We're going to create a Haas effect. Go over to milliseconds, just delay one channel, make it wider. Actually, this we don't need here. That goes away. Next, let's go ahead and create another instance of that. We're going to take out our sample delay. And then we're going to go ahead and draw in the vocal chant that happens sort of in the intro bit. I recorded it myself. It's not sampled from the track. So here we go. Just got to find it. There it is right there. And I'm just going to add in some reverb on this guy. This is actually a little bit bassy now that I'm listening back to it, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut out some of the lows. All right, next let's go and create a new software instrument track, and we got to create that that choir sort of stab hit at the beginning of each 2 bars. So we're going to go ahead and draw that in right now. All right, so we're going to go over to our browser tool. We are going to go to Legacy. We are going to go to Jam Pack Voices, and we're going to go to Choir, and we're finally going to bring in the Boys Chamber Swell right over here. It sounds as close to the original one in the track itself as I can find in Logic, and let's go ahead and draw that in right now. Just going to change this back to a pencil tool. All right, but we got to change this up a little bit. We're going to bring our attack all the way down so it doesn't swell up as much. We're gonna go ahead and bring in Logic Space Designer and bring in some reverb on this guy here. All right, next let's go ahead and just duplicate this over 4 times as we're arranging as we go. And then we're going to duplicate that 2 more times. And we're going to go ahead and draw in our flute / piccolo sound over here. So let's create a new software instrument track. And right over here is where the piccolo sound comes into place. But we're going to take out our Vox hits here. My breath sample over there. And let's go ahead and open this up. Actually, before we draw that in, we got to bring in the sound. All right, so for the sound here, we're going to go back to our browser tool. We're going to go to orchestral, and then we're going to go to woodwinds, and we're going to go to piccolo. And let's go ahead and draw in that pattern right now. Oh. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this over to here. Except here, we're going to go down 2 more steps. We're going to bring this over here and bring that out there. All right, so on this sound, let's go ahead and add in some, we're gonna bring in a delay here. So let's go to delay echo. We're gonna leave the default settings. We're just gonna bring this wet value down a bit. Kind of creates a little bit of reverb on its own, but let's go ahead and just add in a little bit more verb here. We're gonna go to large space and we're gonna bring in a nice preset here called bomb tail. We'll make this a little bit pushed back by bringing down the dry value, but the wet value we got to bring down as well. All right, so that duplicates itself for another 2 bars. We're going to duplicate that once again. This time we're going to create a new software instrument track, and this piccolo plays out once again, but using a different instrument. So for this sound, we're going to bring in the browser window once again, and we're going to go over to world. We're going to go to woodwinds, and we're going to bring in the Native American flute. So it is going to be a very similar pattern. We're just going to go ahead and close this up so we have more space. Just going to go ahead and pitch this down. Actually, I don't think we need to pitch that down. It sounded okay. This one just drags out a little bit, maybe. Except this one gets pitched up. Go ahead and put on the same echo. Actually, all I can do is just bring this up here. We are going to bring in the same this and the same reverb as well. All right, and that's pretty much the beat right there. I'm just going to round this out with another 4 bars of that. And we're going to go ahead and take it from the top, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Listen to Remake we just put together. Young Thug's Hot featuring Gunna. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and replay that. I did add in the second part over here. It's duplicated that over. I forgot that that needed to be in play as well. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Listen to Remake right now. So that right there is Young Thug's Hot featuring Gunna. For your Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you guys. Place that as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. For your non-Logic users out there, got your back as well. I'm going to go ahead and export all the MIDI stems. Of course, I'll also include the audio stems and drum kit that you heard in this remake. I'll place that as a playback in the description box below this video. If you do want to chat or have any questions on this, let me know in the comment section below. And as usual guys, if you did like this video, remember thumbs it up. It does help out the channel. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you do like videos like these. We are on the road to 300,000 subscribers. And when we hit 300,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away 5 Native Instruments M32 keyboards. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button so we get to 300K. Thank you guys for all the continued support. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later. Peace.